Hello and welcome to my Masked Singer Season 14 Star Trek Night recap and review. My name is Masked Singer Homie, content creator and the host of Masked Singer Homie's recap and review podcast, where I talk about TV, music, celebrities, and so much more. If this is your first time tuning into my podcast and you're listening on Spotify, please download the episode and follow the podcast. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything when a new upload is on the channel. And remember, you can always follow me on my social media platforms, which is my Instagram at Masked Singer Homie and my YouTube channel, which is Masked Singer Homie. All of it is available in the thumbnail of this podcast if you're listening on Spotify. So, this week it was Star Trek night for the Masked Singer Season 14, and we're only one episode now away from the semi-finals. I can't believe that this season's nearly over. It's literally flown by. I've really been enjoying the season, to be honest. I mean, when I say that, I mean it has been a bit, you know, in terms of the format, it's been a bit shaky, to be honest, in terms of, you know, mixing up groups almost every single episode. It's been kind of like that, but nonetheless, I have been enjoying the season, and it was indeed Star Trek night, which, by the way, what a theme for an episode. I just thought it was a brilliant theme for, and we had two people going home this week, which, to be honest, I found a little bit strange because for Care Bears night we didn't have that. We only had one person going home, so the fact that we had two going home was a bit weird in my opinion. But we had Stingray, we had Cat Witch, we had 14 Karrat Carrot and Galaxy Girl all performing this week, and we had two people going home, unfortunately. So with that, I think we should just get straight into this week's review. So without any further ado, let's get into this week's Masked Singer Star Trek Night review. So starting off with one of the singers that was indeed eliminated. So we're just going in the order of the performances and etc. You know, and the first person, well, not the first person, but one of the people who was eliminated this episode was indeed Stingray, and I'm really gutted about that because I thought he gave a brilliant performance this episode. He did Starboy by The Weeknd, which is a great song. I love The Weeknd, and honestly, I'm not too happy that he's gone home this episode because I thought he did really well. I just, every single performance he's done throughout the whole season has just been brilliant. I'm just gutted for him. Just really am. Just gutted that that he went home this week. I really am. But the judges all unanimously said this person who we've been saying ever since the beginning, and especially the big clue there, the crack the case thingamajig, which had the Supremes, and of course the person who is under the Stingray mask is related to Diana Ross, as that is actually his mum, and it was none other than Evan Ross, which we all knew it was, and the judges instantly picked it up this episode, especially Robert and Rita, and then both Jenny and Ken all came together to collectively say the name, and oh my gosh, he was just amazing. I loved every single performance he did. By the way, the hip action he had was just everything about this guy. He was just absolutely superb. I loved all the performances he did, and honestly, I really am gutted that he went home this episode because I think he would have been amazing in the merge. We could have possibly had a great merge of him joining the others in the semi-finals. That would have been great. But I just think he was really screwed over from the format here, and again, I'm pretty unhappy that he's gone home, but that's how the show runs. And Evan, thank you so much for doing the Masked Singer, my friend. You were absolutely superb. Loved all the performances you did, and yeah, you were absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Absolutely loved you. I just loved all your performances, dude. You were amazing. And now we go on to Cat Witch, who we know is this season's insider, Kylie Cantrell, and she performed Starships by Nicki Minaj. Now, I'm not a massive Nicki Minaj fan myself, but let me tell you, she absolutely nailed this performance. The whole performance as well was epic from start to finish. And she even did choreography in this performance. She did a little bit of dancing this episode, which was amazing. Her showing off the dance moves. The showmanship is off the scale, and just everything. She took this performance to a whole new level. And to be honest with you guys, I am low-key kind of a bit upset that she is indeed this season's insider, because if she wasn't, she would have been an amazing candidate to win the whole thing. And because she's this season's insider, it seems very unlikely she's going to win, which I'm honestly quite disappointed about because I think she's just amazing. So now, normally, as I mentioned before, I haven't really been going through the clues for Cat Witch because, of course, we know it's Kylie. But since this week we have the colossal clues again, I just decided to talk about hers for her colossal clue for this week, and it was indeed Piglet and Black Swan, aka Nick Lachey and Jojo, who were indeed on season 5 and made the top 2 together. And believe it or not, the connection to that, and I believe she mentioned it in the episode, her father actually used to write songs for both 98 Degrees and JoJo, which I had no idea about. So that is a very, very fascinating clue there. And I mean, because when I first saw the clue, I was thinking to myself, has Kylie worked with 98 Degrees? Has she done a song with JoJo or something? I don't know. But it even just... I mean, we know it's Kylie, and again, she absolutely gave another epic performance this time around, and it was just incredible, absolutely superb, and she's just amazing. She's like, everything about her is just a brilliant. And like I mentioned, I am gutted that she, in a way, I am kind of gutted that she is indeed this season's insider because she would have been an amazing candidate to win, So, but also when you think about it, I think people would have been a bit hacked off. Like people would have been saying it would have been rigged for her to win, for the insider to win. So, which I kind of understand that. But I just think she's absolutely amazing, and all the performances she's done have been off the scale, and she also just so deserves to be in the semi-finals, and I cannot wait to see what she brings next week. And next up, we have the other person who was eliminated, which was 14 Karrat Carrot, and he did Shining Star by Earth, Wind and Fire. I love that song, love me Earth, Wind and Fire. And again, I don't know what it is, but I just love the sound of his voice. I just think he's got a great voice, and just him doing these like old time classic songs, I just think are amazing. And he just brought this. He made this song his own. So, actually, he was the first person who was sent home this episode. Which I'm not gonna lie, as much as I love him, it was pretty obvious he was going home, unfortunately. Which I am a bit sad about, but that's how it is. And the judges again, they had the clue case for him, and his was a Judge Gavel, and Robin picked it up immediately after that, and it was of course to be none other than Judge Greg Mathis. And by the way, I think he's probably one of the first people to really like fool me in a way, because when I first heard him sing, I thought for sure this was like an R&B legend, like Ron Isley or something like Al Green or something. I was convinced at the start this was like a legendary R&B singer. But my goodness me, Greg Mathis, you have a really good voice. Like, he actually has got a great singing voice. Like, I never knew he could sing this well. So this really, really shocked me. And honestly, he did really well. Especially for a non-professional singer, he really did well. So I have to give my credit to him for doing what he did, because he I've actually been listening to his performances back of Tamed Love and Hold On I'm Coming, and just when I first listened to the voice, I was like, this sounds like an R&B singer, but he really impressed me here. Of course, I say Judge Greg Mathis, especially after when I went through the clues on his debut episode. But on paper, I was kind of thinking to myself, I kind of hope this isn't him, because I think his voice is just really good. But wow, like, he really has got a great voice, and honestly, again, this is why I love watching the show, because we get some celebrities who aren't necessarily known for singing and they get the chance to showcase their vocals, and he did that. He really did that. So, Judge Greg Mathis, thank you so much for doing the show, my friend. You were fantastic, and hopefully you drop an album one day. That's what I'm hoping to see. And finally, we had the final performance of the night, which was for Galaxy Girl, and she did Lights by Ellie Goulding, a great song, by the way. I thought she performed it brilliantly. But I will say, this is like my opinion, and I've been kind of discussing with this in the group chat I'm in on Instagram. I think she has got a great voice, and especially on who the person I think it is, I think she has that vocal ability. But for me, I don't know why, but she doesn't really stand out as much as the other singers this season, like Cat Witch, Pugcasso, Crane, Pangolin. Like, yeah, granted, she can sing, but it's just she's not really on that same level. So I think, like, but also, I think that the show this season are really really trying to push her to like potentially win, because she's been promoted almost every single time in trailers, episodes, everywhere, and it just seemed like it just I have this feeling that she actually might win it, even though she wouldn't be my personal pick, but I don't know how the show goes, so I don't know. But not enough of that. I do think overall this was a great performance. Overall, I thought she performed it brilliantly, and I'm sticking with my guess from day one, and that is Ashley Simpson. And for her colossal clue, it was like Vegas, like showgirls, and she indeed has her own residency in Las Vegas, which yeah, again, like I mentioned, I think she mentioned wasn't I mentioning her clues the previous time? I'm not too sure, but she does indeed have her own Vegas residency, which what's it called again? It is called. I'm into Google this quickly. It's called her I Am Me residency, and it was at the Venetian. Oh yeah, it was because there was a connection to the Venetian Hotel in Vegas. So I do think there was a Vegas clue there. I think last week. So but yeah, I am very confident this is indeed Ashley Simpson. And again, I think she is a good singer, but I don't think she is necessarily on the same level as someone like Cat Witch or Pugcasso. That's just my opinion. And I do personally, I think if she does win, I don't think she'd be my personal pick. Just again, this is just my personal opinion, but we'll soon find out once we get to the end of the season. But overall, this was still a great performance overall, and I really I really very much enjoyed it. So there you are. That is my review for The Masked Singer Season 14 Star Trek Night. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And did you agree with the double elimination this episode? Because I don't really know how to feel about it. So but anyways, next week it is the semi-finals. We have Cat Witch, Crane, Galaxy Girl, Pangolin, and Pugcasso all performing for 4 spots in the grand final, the season finale, the grand final, and I cannot wait for next week, because I can't believe we're nearly at the end of the season already. It's literally like flying by. It's flown by so quickly, and I'm kind of hoping that they go back to doing 2 seasons a year, because I know after season 13 that they took a little break until January to do this current season, but yeah, again, I really hope they go back to doing 2 seasons a year, because I don't know why, but I just really enjoyed that for some reason, and yeah, but of course we won't know until a bit later on. But who do you think is going home next week? And honestly, I have no clue who's going home. But I have a gut feeling we're gonna have a robbery. I don't want to say who just yet, but I'm gonna keep tight. I'm gonna keep my lips sealed for now, but I have a feeling we might have a robbery, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I do. I just have that feeling. So yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and remember, if you're listening on Spotify, please download the episode and follow my podcast so you don't miss anything when an episode drops. And once again, thank you so much for listening to my Masked Singer Season 14 Star Trek Nights recap and review. And of course, I will see you guys next time.